I bought a cheap house in Ohio. The basement wasn't on any blueprint. I bought the house because it was cheap, too cheap. A 3-bedroom home in a quiet Ohio town, sold for less than the price of a used car. The real estate listing said motivated seller. The agent avoided eye contact when I asked why. "It's been on the market a while," she said quickly. That should have been my first warning. The house looked normal. White paint, small porch, a narrow driveway cracked with weeds. Nothing screamed haunted or cursed. If anything, it looked lonely. I needed a fresh start. New town, new life. No roommates, no noise, just silence. The first week was uneventful. The house creaked like any old place. Pipes knocked, floors groaned. I slept fine, until I noticed something strange. There was no basement door. Every house on that street had one, either outside or near the kitchen. Mine didn't. The blueprint the agent gave me showed no basement either, just a slab foundation. But on the third night I heard something below me, a dull thump, not loud, not sudden, slow, like something heavy shifting its weight. I froze in bed. The sound came again, then a scrape. I told myself it was the house settling. Old homes do that. But the sound kept happening, always late, always slow, always directly beneath the living room. On the 5th night, curiosity beat fear. I searched the house inch by inch. That's when I noticed the rug. It sat in the center of the living room, thicker than the others, older. The edges were curled, like it had been moved too many times. I lifted it. Underneath was a wooden hatch. My heart dropped. The wood was darker than the floor around it, old, scratched, and bolted shut from the outside. This basement wasn't on any blueprint. I stood there for a long time, staring at it. The house felt quieter than before, like it was holding its breath. I grabbed a flashlight and a screwdriver. Bad idea. The bolts were loose, way too loose, like someone wanted this door to be opened, just not by accident. When I lifted the hatch, a wave of cold air rushed up, carrying a smell that made my stomach turn, damp, rusty, and something else, something rotten. The flashlight beam cut into darkness, revealing narrow wooden steps descending into black. I should have closed it. Instead, I went down. The basement was larger than the house above it. The ceiling was low. The walls weren't concrete. They were rough stone, uneven, like they'd been dug by hand. Chains hung from hooks in the wall. Not decorations, not tools, chains. The floor was dirt, not cement, and in the center of the room was a wide stain, dark and soaked deep into the ground. That's when I saw the writing, scratched into the stone walls. Names, dozens of them. Some crossed out, some circled, some carved so deep the stone was cracked. At the far end of the basement was another door, metal, newer than everything else. And behind it, breathing, slow, wet, patient. I backed away. That's when the hatch slammed shut above me. The flashlight flickered. I ran to the metal door and yanked it open. Nothing, just a small, empty room, except for the mirror. It covered the entire wall, and in that mirror I wasn't alone. Something stood behind me, tall, thin. Its face was wrong, stretched like skin pulled too tight. Its mouth opened slowly, smiling wider than any human mouth should. I spun around. The room was empty, but the breathing was closer now, right at my ear. I screamed and ran up the stairs, throwing my weight against the hatch until it burst open. I didn't stop running until I was outside, gasping in the driveway. I called the police. They searched the basement. They found nothing. No chains, no writing, no door, no stain. Just a normal, unfinished basement. The officer looked at me like I was crazy. "You sure you're feeling okay?" he asked. That night I packed my bags. I listed the house the next morning. It sold in 2 days. No inspections, no questions. As I was leaving, I noticed something new. A thick rug in the living room, centered perfectly, covering the floor. I didn't put it there. And when I checked the listing online later, I noticed something strange. The blueprint had been updated. Now, the basement was there, with one extra room, and my name was scratched into the wall.